Right, so first things first, if you think that this lighting is too dramatic, this is not the place for you, because what am I if not dramatic, right? And why are you here? I feel like I'm being a little bit of an I'm giving a certain kind of craziness right now. Let's set the scene. Today is the 26th of November, 2024. It's actually a really bad time for me to suddenly decide to make this because I have to wake up for class tomorrow. I mean, I don't need to be on campus at 9 in the morning as I would have been, but our lecturer is not in the country, and therefore we have free reign to do whatever we want in the morning. For me, that is probably going to be working on my dissertation and thinking about what to say in the afternoon in my afternoon class. So why am I here? You know, you might be like, why have I decided, of all things, of all times, after my last video, and there was a video in between my last video and this one that will probably never get edited. I don't know, for some reason I was like, maybe I should learn how to use DaVinci Resolve, and that never came to fruition because I have obtained Final Cut Pro very legally. I don't know why my voice is like this. Should I get some water? But anyways, why are we here? I tell a story of despair. I think in my last video I was quite like, what am I gonna do with my life? You know, this is not a very good coloring to have on my face. Can I pick one? I don't know what looks good. Now I look kind of like an Oompa Loompa. None of these work. Let's just go back to how it used to be. I feel like an extra crazy person today because I have made the decision to discontinue my current studies. Then why am I still going to class, you ask? Why am I still continuing to have to slave over some dissertation work? And that is because I want to. And it is in the process of being like, maybe I'm experiencing a disproportionate amount of stress that I feel I cannot cope with. I feel like if I have to do this work as a career for a long time, for the rest of my life, this is ultimately something that is unsustainable for me. And sorry if this video is not going to be like interesting visually. There's not going to be any changes in scenery. It is just going to be me talking, okay? I struggled for a very long time of like, should I quit? I think that was the biggest thing because I feel like there is a huge stigma in like starting and quitting something. And for the longest time, I held that belief that if I quit, then I'm just somebody who will never succeed because I try something out and I quit early. I don't commit to it. Or, you know, I quit, I'm a quitter. Or I'm just, maybe I'm just not somebody who has it in me to ever tough it out in life. I'm too weak for this world. I'm a snowflake. To some extent, I still struggle with that. But I absolutely know that if I do continue doing the practical aspects of this program that I'm doing, I would actually, my mental health would worsen. No doubt. Like, I was not in a good place. I definitely cried, but I don't think I left it in the video in the last cut. But it just feels so hard right now. Like, everything feels so hard.
Yeah, that's definitely footage of me trying not to cry.
And that, to me, was a very bleak future. If I had to feel like that, constantly wrestle with feelings of like low self-worth or, oh, I'm going to have to do so much catch-up work. I'm going to have to write a script in Chinese for every single case, for hundreds of cases before I can do it confidently without a script. I don't think I can survive that. And so I was in a Zoom call with one of my placement supervisors, and in that meeting, she was like, so can you let me know if you still plan on continuing your placement in the next semester? Because I deferred my studies. Currently, I have deferred placement, so I am just going to classes and doing my thesis. And I had said, yeah, I think I still want to go ahead. And I got off that Zoom, and with like this stunning clarity, I knew I never wanted to do placement again. Which is kind of like really unfortunate timing because I just so confidently, I was like, yes, I'm going to do it. Sorry, I think there's a bug on my wall And I really want to take care of that right now because, of course, there's no other time for me to do that. I'm glad to report that we have officially eliminated the bug problem. Where was I? Yeah. I came out of that supervision meeting, and I was like, I never want to do this again. So I ruminated over that for like a week. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm going to be a quitter. I'm just somebody who can't tough it out. And all of those thoughts about myself that, I don't know if are true or not. It was just like, maybe it is that part of, I don't know, the Chinese cultural part of what is success, getting lots of money. But I knew that it wasn't worth it for me any longer because what I would give up is myself. So yeah, I ruminated over that for a week. I don't know what my next steps are. I don't know if this is possible. And I don't know what to do, but the only thing that I was sure of was that I never want to do placement again. It's just not good for me. It's possible that I would have learned a lot, I would have grown a lot, and then I came to the reasoning that even if I were to complete this program, I wouldn't want to do this job. And so I was like, okay, then why? Why am I doing this? The next thing that I knew was that I definitely wanted to finish my dissertation. I really like my dissertation, by the way. I want to finish it. Like, that's kind of like my baby. Like, I came up with the idea. I was really lucky to have a supervisor whose research interests overlap with my project. And we have essentially been refining this project for months now. I was like, that's the thing I want to finish. That's the thing I want to do. I actually want to complete this thing. I want to do this research. I want to actually find the answers. They're not going to be like concrete 1 + 1 is 2 answers. So that's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, the two things I was sure of. The first is I never want to do placement, and the second is I want to finish my thesis. So I take this to my thesis/dissertation supervisor, and every single time before I meet with a supervisor, whether it's in person or on Zoom, I get this wave of like anxiety, and I don't even know about what. Like, what is the worst that is going to happen? But every single time, even this morning, this was probably the 10th Zoom that I have had with a supervisor, and there has not been a single negative experience with this supervisor. And I still get that huge wave of fear, and I'm just like, why? It's not an immediate fix, but I definitely still have it, and I'm just like, can this stop, please? So yeah, we talk. He says, he's like, it's so great that you're interested in research, because that's not really something that most people in Hong Kong really pursue. It's not really a popular route to take. Then he tells me a whole bunch of opportunities that I can get, because my goal is in a couple of years, if I have enough experience, then I might go for a PhD so that I can continue in academia, because that is what I feel sounds good for me and something that I'm interested in doing. I may be 24 going on 25, but I consistently feel like I do not have a complete and full grasp on how the real world functions. I'm not sure if this is true of everyone, because some people actually seem like they do, but I constantly feel like I have operated on a separate plane of reality for most of my life, until somehow I finished my undergraduate degree, and I come out here and I'm just like, how does anybody know how to do anything? That's another topic, but anyways, he gave me some practical pointers, and then I ruminated on that for another like 2 to 3 weeks, and then by then it's been like a month since my first Zoom, where I realized with profound clarity, like it was like I was living in 144p, and I got shot into like whatever the 2180p or whatever the highest resolution and bitrate that is available on YouTube. That was how clear it was to me that I was like, sorry. I almost, for a moment, I nearly did not care about like that commitment stuff, about how I'm a failure, how potentially I'm somebody who can't tough it out. Because maybe, you know what, maybe that's true, but also what is also true is that this is not the place for me. At least, maybe not right now. Basically, the reason why I roommated for so long was because I was kind of, I don't know, I'm holding it like this. I'm gonna need like drink some soup. I was also kind of afraid of like telling my course leads about this because I don't know if this is allowed or maybe I get judged by them. There's this sort of distinct feeling because all of my teachers are working educational psychologists. They kind of like, you can tell that they judge you a lot, which I don't think is ideal in this situation, by the way, but I know they do. And then I have this thing where like, what if they think I'm just a weak person, or like I'm not as tough as a local student because I went to an international school, I did my undergraduate overseas, and I am just like a banana, That's not true, okay? My experience in Hong Kong is fully authentic, and I also feel I connect very deeply with my cultural roots, but why do I have to justify myself when my experience is my experience and I am a real Chinese person? See, I had judgment from my supervisors, and also I just deeply fear almost every single one of my course leads. And so I procrastinate doing that for like a week, and I'm like, you have to do it or it's going to be too late. They're going to assign you somebody and you're going to cause so much trouble if you tell them too late. And so I decided to tell them. And now I'm in the process of waiting for like an official statement on what I can do next. This morning I had a Zoom with my dissertation supervisor, who's the nice one. I just can't get myself to get over that like anxiety of, oh, I'm gonna have a Zoom. And it just kind of feels like things are finally going well. Like I don't even mind what they're going to say, like the course leads after they discuss what to do with me.
By the way, they said it was fine. I just need to do some dumb admin stuff for admin's sake, I guess.
I know what I want to do, and that is to finish my study. Like that is just like the next steps that are very short, but I also know that the next steps have never felt as clear, which I like. I need like very clear black and white guidelines on what to do next with my life because I need structure. I feel good, like I feel like I haven't felt like this in a while. I actually, even though I still have deadlines to hand in because I'm still technically part of the course, I actually feel like kind of motivated to do them, and that I actually feel I can write my essays, do my assignments, and complete them at a higher quality than I would have if I had been doing placement, which is so awful, okay? I cannot believe that all my classmates are currently actively on placement and still having to write these essays. And I was doing that last term, and I know what I was writing was garbage, okay? And now I feel like I can actually be proud of the work that I am doing because I have the time and space to do so, and like some healing probably, or like some sleeping. And I have been so grateful for that, okay? This opportunity, maybe it took me like ages to drag on this decision on whether I should complete this degree, and now I have decided to not complete this degree. And I am pretty happy about that, actually. So this is the update. And now I will go to my classes with this like huge overwhelming sense of apathy because I know it doesn't matter anymore. I mean, in a way it does. It's still good to learn, but like in the general scope of things, I'm quiet quitting. Thanks for watching. Bye!